Good evening, guys. It was a great day. Got done with work on time. Finished up everything there. It went smoothly. No issues today, and no power outages. Thank goodness. Um, yeah, I had a smoothie for breakfast. Lunch was a tuna patty wrapped in romaine leaves. Dinner was the venison meat loaf burgers with roasted vegetables. Of course, there's veggies and green stuff with every meal. Um, I did go out and walked for quite a while with the dogs today. So I did get my exercise in, so that was good. So yeah, overall it was a great day. Um, I normally do just shorts, but something was on my mind today, so I figured I might as well get it out. This is what this is for. So everybody has somebody they know that they come to you for advice, and every time you give the same advice, and every time they shake their head like, yeah, they're going to follow it, and then they do the same thing again and again and again. And you get to the point you're like, why are you even coming to me asking for advice? What is the point of it if you're not going to listen? So, yeah, I got frustrated. But we've been friends forever. So, it's normal. We're like sisters. But yeah, it's one of those, I had to learn it, but it didn't take me as long to learn. And that is, be happy with who you are and realize that you don't need a significant other to make you complete and whole. You should be complete and whole and confident in who you are, at least to me, before you go jumping into a relationship. Because if you're not happy with who you are before you jump into a relationship, it's not going to be, you can have a relationship, yes, but it's going to make it harder. Because if you don't love yourself, how are you going to be able to love somebody else and let them love you? Because you see everything that's going wrong in your life and everything that's wrong with you. So, it used to bother me really bad if I messed up, because there was a part of me that wanted everything to be perfect, and I did not like any type of criticism about what I did, what I worked, how anything I did was. And I realized, that's my own self-esteem that's the problem. They had every reason to critique my work. And in their critiquing, it improved my work because I was able to learn something new. And it's the same with my life. If there's an area in my life that I'm not happy with, then I need to see why I'm not happy with it. And, that's a lot of soul searching and going through emotions, but it's worth it. And I realized that because that was stemming from self-esteem, I had dealt with low self-esteem. Do I still deal with it? Yes, but not nearly like it was. I mean, I am way more confident in who I am now. And the low self-esteem issue really only comes into play when I'm having a down day. And it's been so long. Oh, since the day of depression. So, I mean, there was some rough weeks. But that wasn't due to depression. That was due to kids. But yeah, learning to be happy with who you are as you are is very important. I mean, I learned that it didn't matter what anybody else thought about me. Their opinion of me didn't matter. What I thought about me did. Yes, I could take their opinion and apply it and see if there were areas in my life I did need to improve on. But I needed to be happy with who I was and who I am. And, it took me a while to realize that. But yeah, I don't need somebody else's praise and somebody else's attention to make me feel beautiful or worthy or loved. I mean, I'm all of that already. And yes, when the opportunity comes again for a relationship to be in one, I know I can go into it with more confidence now because I have more confidence. And I'm happy with who I am. I may be overweight still, yes. but I'm happy the way I am. Yes, I am eating healthy and exercising, but it wasn't with the goal to drop a ton of weight and look great. It was with the goal to be healthier and more active to enjoy my life now. You know? So, and I am. I've been doing this since February and I feel so much better. And it is definitely a journey because, especially with the food, learning about yourself and what triggers you and dealing with the emotions or the traumas of the past also boost your self-esteem because you realize why you did certain things. And then you don't blame yourself for it because you realize, well, that was a process and that's why I am this today. But now I can see the root of it. I can deal with it and learn and grow. Was it easy? No. But I am so much happier with who I am now that I can walk with confidence when I go through a store. I get dressed up, I go have fun, and it doesn't bother me what anybody's thinking about. You know? Their opinion of me doesn't matter. What matters is how I feel about myself. I know some people say that's a very jaded opinion, but when you deal with low self-esteem and depression and all this other stuff and health issues, you tend to have a really bad image of yourself. And, you know, divorce is common nowadays, I know that. But for me, I had low self-esteem before marriage. And I had a lot of issues before marriage because I was definitely not happy with myself. When I went into marriage, I took all of that with me. So anytime we had words or there was an issue or just tenseness between us, I spiraled. I mean, it takes two to make a marriage and it takes two to break one. So we left amicably and, you know, we're still friends. But I had to deal with a lot. And then after the divorce, man, that was bad. Talk about feeling worthless. I felt like such a failure. And that took several years to get over. And yes, I had somebody I talked to. It did help. It does help, by the way. Don't judge people when they need to talk to somebody because sometimes, yes, you have friends and you have family, but sometimes having somebody to talk to that knows nothing about your past or your family and friends is really helpful. So don't be ashamed or embarrassed if you have to go talk to somebody. It does work, okay? Been there, done that. But yeah, I don't think I could be where I am today without the help of friends, families, somebody to talk to that wasn't a friend or a family. I mean, and definitely wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my kids. And y'all are a great encouragement too, just so y'all know. I enjoy doing these. It is a video diary basically of my journey to better health, and mentally it's been working too, because when I started in February I had a lot of triggers for food and discovered a lot of triggers emotionally of why I would eat. So yeah, it's been a great journey and I'm glad y'all are joining me on this journey. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna head to bed. I took Benadryl a little while ago because I broke out on my face and on my arms and all when I got done walking. So I don't know what broke me out. Haven't had an issue in a while, but it did something out there today. But I'm getting sleepy, so y'all have a great night and I'll check in with y'all tomorrow. Bye guys.